Hi, my name is Albert Feldstein, and I'm here to talk a little bit about my collections and photographs. I started going to college in the mid-1960s through 1971. This was an era of exciting social policy change. Vietnam, the environment, Black Power, the women's movement, gay and lesbian rights. I was majoring in political science. I loved history, so I became very interested in these things. Also, at that time, they were giving away buttons. And these were colorful, graphic, psychedelic buttons about all these issues, and either cost a dime or they were free, so I just took them by the handfuls. And that's how I started into the collecting of what I call the cause, social, protest, movement type of buttons. Over the next 50 years, as it pertains to this particular genre, I've kept up that hobby. And I didn't care which side of the issue, pro-gun, gun control, gun rights, pro-choice, pro-life. I wanted to collect both sides because I felt these items, the buttons, the bumper stickers, the posters, the photographs, were the most graphic and colorful visual display of our First Amendment freedoms of speech, assembly, the right to petition the government, even religion. So I kept up with that over the decades, traveling here and there. I have my agents all over the country, relatives, cousins, friends, still collecting for me. But in the past 4, 5, 6 years, I've noticed I don't have to go out of town anymore. There are events, whether it be Back the Blue, George Floyd, Save the Post Office, immigration. These things are happening now regionally, whether it be in Cumberland, Maryland, Frostburg, Maryland, Oakland, McHenry in Garrett County, Allegany County, Hagerstown in Washington County. So I can just go to these places and get the items. A second component of the collections are what I call my political campaign items, local, state, national. And this goes all the way back to when the first buttons were made, 1896, William Jennings Bryan, William McKinley, and I have collected all the campaign buttons, other materials for each race, particularly the third-party candidates, which I found were very interesting, and that's also was part of my collection. But for purposes here, I wanted to concentrate on the local stuff, the cause issues, or local demonstrations, events, protests, as relate to national public policy. Here's two of them I find interesting. This was a Back the Blue rally held in Cumberland in August 2020. And this followed on the heels of several civil rights type marches, things like this. And the community also wanted to show that in addition to that, they wanted to support our local law enforcement officers. So a huge rally, about 400 people, was held downtown Cumberland. And those are pictures from that rally. And I found this one, behind the badge lies a heart. I can only assume possibly that's the daughter of a law enforcement official or something like this. Directly below the Back the Blue rally, like many communities, Allegany County, we have a lot of school consolidations. Sometimes they go over too big. So this was I'll call it a local protest, protesting the potential consolidation of a couple of our high schools in the county. And this shows students along Georges Creek in Allegany County protesting the closing of Bruce High School, students who were concerned about Allegany High School being closed. And I like this because, once again, it's not national, but it's local. And once again, it reinforces our First Amendment of free speech, the right to petition the government, and assembly. Standing off to my right is my wife, Angela. Just celebrated our 40th anniversary. On our very first date, I took her down to what was known as the Smithsonian Museum of History and Technology. Now it's the Museum of American History, because I wanted to show her some buttons I had in there. Well, when I came out, lo and behold, right on the front doorstep was the first National March for Lesbian and Gay Rights. I believe it was October '79. And here were all these guys, beautiful white shirts, blue jeans, and there was a Los Angeles Gay Freedom Marching Band, guy with a big snare drum. And I have pictures of this. And they had on these buttons. And I said, I need that button, sir. And he said, well, our maraca or marimba or one of those instruments where you shake, our maraca player hasn't shown up. And he said, if you can march with us to the Washington Monument 2 blocks away, I'll give you this button. And I said, well, wait, let me tell my, he said, and all of a sudden somebody blows a whistle, so they start marching. I grab the 2 shakers and I'm marching down with them. And my wife on our first date sees me. And she says, what are you doing? She's running along with me. You're supposed to be here with me. And I said, well, I can get a date with you anytime, but I need this button. And she ended up marrying me anyway. Anyway, that's how I started collecting. The excitement, the thrills, the history, the graphic representation of all these events. Thank you.